Hi from 100-degree weather. I live in a sauna. Let me be for real. But seriously, I just got off work. I had some pho for dinner. I decided to give myself a little grace this week because I was traveling last weekend to Chicago and I thought that I was 25, which I am not. And the recovery from, just like a whirlwind of a weekend is real. And then, obviously I have all my creative projects and, my daytime job. And so I've just been kind of pushing it to the limit a little bit in the recent weeks. And so I just decided to take it easy this week and just be kind to myself. I really wanted to get on here today, honestly, to talk about just like what it feels like to launch something new. As most of you know, I launched my YouTube channel last week and I just added an introductory video just because I'm someone who, I don't know, I like to formalize things. It's kind of my just way of being. I like to kind of kick off my creative projects in a way that really has kind of narrative to it. And it's just been like an interesting way because I feel like I currently only have one video up right now, and it's not even my favorite video that I even made. It's just like I wanted to get something out there, and I feel like impatient even. Because I have like 6 videos that are actually made, but I'm dropping them weekly. And, I'm so used to the Netflix style of binging that it's just like hard for me to like know that I'm sitting on some interesting topics when I just have that video out. But honestly, there's just something to just starting something new. I have been on social media for over a decade now, especially on Instagram and Facebook. And I feel like I had got really used to posting stuff that's a bit more static, and I was slow to adopt reels and just like these kind of short form videos. I'm not really that funny. Apparently, I'm more funny when I'm not being funny. That makes any sense. But yeah, so it's just been like a really interesting week after launching something so big. Um, I feel like when you commit to this content journey, it is a bigger commitment than you might even imagine when you first start. I think that it was an interesting experience to kick this off last week and to have all of the content creators talking about the change in the policy for YouTube and monetization and how it went from 4,000 hours to 8,000 hours. And I think initially I kind of felt like, oh, I just started and now there's like this, like, it's a little bit more. But honestly, after doing my research, I realized that even if I wanted to make any money on here in general, it would need to be that like every month, to make anything. And honestly, when you first start out, and how I want to first start out is not about monetization, is more about how do I just share my story because I'm a yapper. But then also just like finding an audience first and just really understanding what you guys like and what you want to hear from me before I'm over here trying to like worry about what that looks like, and so I kind of had to like level set a bit more and just like realize like, okay, like, what are we really doing this for? And I'm like, I want to build an audience. I want to tell my story. And so, regardless of how this all plays out, I'm doing it regardless. I have committed to 52 weeks of at least one video each week. And yeah, this is a lot already. And then also too, I realized like, okay, while I want to have these kind of more like curated videos that I work with an editor on, because that's really what my hang up was before. I've always wanted to do this, but I just don't like to edit. And I decided to use my resources, the internet, and find someone who's in my budget to be able to do these edits. And so I'm really glad about that. But I also want to make sure that I'm also including content that is just like kind of more raw and just like my thoughts, like, And I feel like I've just been like engaging with a lot of content like that, and I've really been liking these kind of more raw, honest, intimate moments. And so I'm gonna do like some of these, every week or so. And then I have some shorts that I want to do, like previews of the videos that I'm doing, and then I also have like a whole bunch of like old archival footage from my travels, and so I probably will put something together for that too once I get in the flow. But I've just been feeling super 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 like anxious this week, and I'm just like, that like feeling of being perceived by everyone. And I posted it on my Facebook, and like my friends and family were just like, liking and engaging, and they're like, we're excited. But I'm like, oh my god, why did I tell anyone? Why can't I just like put it up for strangers? But I also realized that like even though people know me, I think that there are like some stories that are still going to be new. And I think that like, whether they know me or not, like stranger or friend or foe, um, I feel like there's going to be something that is going to be useful and relevant to the audience that's watching. And so um, I welcome it. Honestly, I welcome it. And yeah, so I just feel overwhelmed with the idea of just starting something new, especially in the midst of me running my game company. Okay, I'm back. That was funny. There was like a really, really big bee, like a massive one. That's what happens when you live in Texas. So I'm gonna wrap this up because yeah, that's enough. I need to take my ass inside. And then also too, it's still 100 degrees at like, sunset. So Texas life, whatever. So anyway, yeah, I am excited about this journey. I feel like um I have felt like I've had a lot to say, but just didn't really know how to share it with the world. And I'm excited that I feel confident enough to like put my story out there and to allow myself to be perceived. And some people might not agree with the things I say or might have criticisms, but I think I'm in a place in my life where I can handle it. And I won't be perfect. The things that I say won't be perfect, but I'm someone who is a big proponent of continuous improvement. And I really think that, I listen. I am thoughtful. I do my research. When I'm wrong, I can admit it. And so I feel like really equipped, as nervous as I am about all this. And I'm just like, okay, are we a content girly? I guess so. Um, yeah, so what a week, it's like all these changes in the content kind of world, and then changes within myself, being able to be perceived and actually putting my stuff out there. And also just like what's to come. I feel like because I already have like this big life, when I actually put it together in like more of a narrative, it's starting to like feel like surreal almost to like see my life um through these videos and through the edits. And I know that it's going to resonate with some folks, at least I hope so. um, but yeah, what a week. I'm feeling my feels, guys. I am excited because this week I'm gonna start shooting some more videos, and I have kind of six of my like kind of starter pack on deck. And so I'm feeling like a real content creator, and I'm really excited about where things will go. And I'm excited that you're on this journey with me, and I appreciate all of the people in my life who have encouraged me, who have reached out, who have shared feedback, who have been my clients, who have done, just given me like a like or a thumbs up, and just like a keep going. Actually, it contributed to me pushing on and to keep trying things, and even when I fail or even when things don't go right, to like not like penalize me for not making it work, So that's why I felt like, okay, this 52 weeks, if it works, it works. If it doesn't, it doesn't. And my like community will not fault me for just giving it a try. I honestly encourage you all too to just like, if there's something that you have been thinking about doing for a long time, that you've been sitting on, something where you feel like it's imperfect or you're not exactly sure, I feel like just start. Like, you can learn and you refine as you go along, especially something like, a content journey, or if you're creating like artwork or whatever, you just have to get started. And I feel like when I shot that first video, I decided that I wanted to do it in the morning, like early. I did not wake up early. I am not a morning person. I should not have done that. And I decided where I wanted to shoot in Texas. It was so hot. Like, as you probably saw, I was like sweat going down my face, but I refused to reshoot it because I knew that if I did not post that, like, as soon as humanly possible, and if I didn't get this started, that I might stall and I might stall and try to reshoot and try to, over engineer everything when I don't feel like that's necessary. I feel like I have been the most liberated and the most happy when I just kind of hopped into things. And this is one of those. So, yeah, thanks for being on my journey. This is exciting. Until next time, friends.